My entire life, I've gotten feedback that I talk low. It is called auditory processing sensitivity, which is normal in people who are autistic. We talk low. It's not that we have low self-esteem. I can hear my voice, like the way I'm talking right now, it's like I'm shouting. Like the vibration, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I got to stay focused even though my whole face is vibrating. And I can hear it in my ear all the way down. And I feel it, and it used to overstimulate me. So I didn't talk because honestly, it was too much. Now, with that out the way, things that have come across my FYP is many autistic people or neurodivergent people saying they're not going to talk about current events who live in the States. That's not who I am. I will say this to you. If you have not found a cause that is worth losing your life for as of yet, you're not living. And at this point, even if you're a healer, a whatever you want to call it, a Reiki person, you should be talking about events that impact people, because literally people are going to be homeless. And there we're talking famine at this point. And the last time this country saw that, my grandmother was alive. And she would tell me and her, we talked about the Great Depression because I asked questions. I hung out with a lot of old people who lived during the Great Depression because I had a lot of questions about it. And even people who were older who could tell me things about slavery because I had questions. And I understand a lot of people were focused on other things instead of looking back in the past. But the good news is you're about to find out who your real friends and family are. When struggle hits, that's when you find out who's going to really betray you. Since I've already gone through that and done all of my diffusing, I'll just be here to give you support in a silent way. People are finding out they're not the 1% because billionaires are the only 1%. So the millionaires, you're not the 1%. It's going to impact you. That's why these people have escape routes and they hired mercenaries to be on their staff, because I'm talking about billionaires, because they're going to expect us to attack each other versus attacking them. I want you to know, please, do not attack each other. Don't have misguided hate towards someone who can't even change the system. We've always had and lived in an oligarchy ruled space. John D. Rockefeller created the education system. He said he doesn't want a nation of thinkers. And you're not. So, with that being said, this guy I used to know who passed and went on to glory, he would say to me all the time, which I completely agreed, Democrats fatten up the people so the Republicans can slaughter them. You all have become complacent, completely complacent. In addition to that, to sit here and still be pointing the finger at Republican, Democrat, when these Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans. Jimmy Carter, President Carter, who just died, has a foundation, Carter Foundation, worth $1 billion. They said that man died a poor man. No, he didn't. He left a whole legacy to a family that's global. They can go anywhere in the world and make sure they good. As well as, let's talk about Habitat for Humanity, a $1 billion company that charges people for houses, for materials that are free, as well as the builders do it for free, but you're going to charge, and also with interest. So if you're thinking President Trump is so terrible and he's doing all this for billionaires and oligarchy, it's always been this way. You didn't notice it. When people like told you, you said that can't be true. There are executive orders you need to go back and look at and see all the executive orders all these different presidents signed into place. And talk to ChatGPT about it and see what they really were about. Because President Trump is just direct about it. But he doesn't care about any of you. So even the people who voted for him, they're just like, well, he didn't betray you. You didn't read. And I mean, they said the literacy level was low, but I didn't know how low. And now I see. So, and this is not me being condescending. This is literally how I talk, being that I'm autistic. So when people think I'm talking to them, they're thinking, oh, she's sassy. And I'm like, no. I speak in a matter-of-fact way, like Data from Star Trek. But I'm not a man. If I were, this would be a lot easier. And yes, I do find people to be very ignorant, so I have less interaction because we don't even know the same things. And only just because I've read and did my due diligence and took the time, that doesn't mean I'm required to teach anything. You're an adult. I expect you to be an adult. They are kicking you all out of the matrix. This was not in any of the movies. They're kicking you out of the matrix. So what does that mean? A lot of you are going to wake up and you're going to lose it. And a lot of you are not going to make it, because I stopped taking SSRIs years ago. And my therapist at the VA was just like, oh, I saw it because I'm a seer. I foretold all these things that are happening right now. And guess what? They're all happening. And like when these psychics said, Kamala's going to win, and I said, Trump's going to win. Everybody was upset and didn't want me to say that, so I just didn't. And you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, is what I know. You never get comfortable somewhere that you are not the 1%. So anybody watching this video, you're not, because they don't even have access. They don't even get on social media like that. They get it on other people's phone because all this stuff tracks you. So everybody, nobody got money. Nobody. They can seize your assets. They can literally seize your assets. I need you to know that. Like the fact that you're not thinking that FDIC is going away. You're like, oh, well, I got money. I can buy these tickets to this concert. I can do that. They can seize your assets. Like, I don't know if you remember quartering. Look into that. Look into quartering and think about what happened to people of color and people who were not the 1%. I want you to know, because you can't afford mercenaries. I don't care what you got. They already have clocked you because they've been watching you on this app, on these apps. They've been watching. And I don't even put like, you're not gonna like, oh yeah, I can't put my personal life like that, because you know what? This is giving too much access to give you ideas of what people are doing. Nobody should know your moves. You should always be moving in silence. Oh, the Patriot Act. It's the one. 20 years ago, pretty much,